This next section is going to cover considerations for the left hand when learning and performing Tres Consejos. For all intents and purposes, Tres Consejos is divided up in between two major key polarities or tonal centers. The first one is G major and the second one is B flat major. So we're going to go over strategies to better manage our left hand, our chords, and so that as much as we can control, it doesn't impede the rhythm of the right hand. Next section is dealing with right hand considerations when learning and performing Tres Consejos. But really, because we're going to get down to the rudimentary level of each rhythm, it's going to help you with any wapangos that you encounter in the future. The first rudiment that we encounter is going to be in the first measure, and it's a group of 3/8 notes being together twice. For this piece, this is the way they'll be played, and I have my metronome set at about 90 BPM, and the strums we're going to use for the entirety of this piece. So whenever you see that measure or that rhythm anywhere in this piece, it's going to be played in this way. It's stop, down, stop, up, down. That's the first three, and then the second three are stop, down, up. Okay, so you have this countering kind of thing. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, let's do that with the metronome. Measure, we have a set of 3 redobles in time. So I would say that to take really good care in any redoble in this piece, whether they're found before, after, or without an apagon. So a really good way to practice these is to break down the outside strums of the redoble, which are usually a down and another down, and then we'll fill in the middle strum as we go. So let's try measure 2 just over and over. So let's just start with the first thing, which is downbeat, down strum on the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, let's start with the outside, then the outside strum, which is just dividing this in half with another down strum. So we go 1 tay, 2 tay, 3 tay, 1 tay. So that makes sure that if we keep this in line, then that'll make sure that everything else falls in time. Okay, let's add the last strum. Next rudiment is going to be the not the backbeat of the wapango, but usually what's conceptualized as the first measure of the wapango, and we have a very interesting technique here, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen already, but it's called an abanico, or a fan. And the reason is that we fan out our fingers during the second strike of that measure. And so if I were to play it really slow, it'd be abanico, stop, down, up. So if you're holding your pick like this with just these 2 fingers, that allows these other 2 or other 3 fingers to really be free and move out. So we are going to drag a little bit. We're not going to go really quick because then your abanico is too short. Part of playing a wapango effectively is making sure that your hand and the motion slow down when you're executing an abanico. So it's going to feel literally like you're slowing down or being behind compared to the rest of the measure. But if you do it enough, it starts to become like imperceivable, like you won't even notice it anymore. So practice this a few times like this. Straight, very dry, quick strum, and then an abanico. And then again, like the first rudiment and the first measure, the second 3/8 notes are. So we're only doing half the measure with the strike, an abanico, and then we come back to that rudiment. Right, so let's hear that with the metronome. 1, 1. Now add what we were practicing with a redoble now into the apagon rudiment. So down, down. So we'll try it like this. The way we were doing the other one, now we have another rudiment. So over and over, 3 groups of 8 notes. Stop, down, down, stop, down, down, stop, down. And then we'll we'll just add that redoble, the third strum, the middle strum of the redoble, like we did the others. Identify and look over some of the trickier parts that aren't really a rudiment per se. Let's look at measure 6. Measure 9 has a D, half note, D7 for 2 beats, and then the third beat comes in with a flurry of 16th notes, taking up the last quarter note. 1, 2, 3 ta ta ta, 1, 2, 3 ta ta ta, 1, 3 ta ta ta, okay? 3 ta ta ta, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? And that's the first stop I go into the next measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So rehearsal B, after the wapango and first measure of wapango in D7, we have an indication that's a slower G A B where the voice. Covered that a little bit in the chords, but now let's look at it in respects to time and pull it all in together in rhythm. We have D7, G major 7, A minor 7, B7, and it is going to slow down a bit, so we'll try to do that listening to the metronome for the first measure and then kind of letting it trail off. 1, 2, 3. I think it's best to just think about it as kind of floating, letting those chords be come out of there. And then back in time. Okay, so I'll play through that section slowly. Try to not get too far off in the metronome, so bear with me. I'm at rehearsal B.